So Hedley told me 3 slides today, so here's one of them, the title slide. A nice short presentation for you. And thank you for the excellent introduction, both from the Prince Andrew perspective and from the Huddersfield perspective. Apollo Hill, bulk mining, big strategic sized asset, heart of Western Australia, very healthy, robust, long life mine and gold deposit. And we're just about to put out our pre-feasibility study. So I thought I'd start with one slide showing the detailed engineering and the work we've put into what is going to be, I think, particularly given the gold price at the moment, but particularly given the hard work in detail we've done, a positive pre-feasibility study, which really shows the potential of this asset. That's the crushing circuit, and this is the heap leach pad down the bottom in brown. That's really your processing plant. This is how you get it there, and the quality of the product that you put onto that heap leach pad is probably the most important part of it. We just spent a bit of time in the US visiting these things to see how they actually work in practice and built those things into our feasibility study. That thing should produce over 100,000 ounces a year for a plus 10-year mine life, as our preliminary economic study said, at a very low cost, all-in sustaining cost. And this deposit really is about the margin that we produce our gold at. It is, I'm delighted with how that study's come together, and I can't wait to get that out in the coming weeks. And I've been reading it on the aeroplane. From above, this is what it looks like. That big processing plant that you just saw down in the corner is this little dot down here. 10 million tonne processing plant. It's a lot bigger than what most people see. You know, a typical gold plant in Western Australia is usually about 2 to 4 million tonnes. So this gives you some feel for the scale of the project, and it's not until you actually stand on it and see where it is. Leading into our next point on exploration, we've just had some fantastic results this year in that zone of the pit down there, and in fact that's become our third most important zone off what was a new discovery this year. Still very underdone. The exploration rigs are turning there now, both in a sort of extensional perspective, but also we've put some geology together which is really seeing us trace this corridor up to the north. And in fact, much to the disgust of the mining engineers, I'm not sure if we've got any in the room, we've had to move the waste dump back and all the infrastructure back in this pre-feasibility because of that discovery, but a really nice problem to have. That pit, just for scale, is about 2.7 kilometres long. If anyone's ever been to the super pit, that just gives you a bit of feel for the scale on that deposit. So that zone down there that I drew in the blue lines, this is what we're really excited about. And we can see an extension now with the drill results coming down to the north. And what we really like is where these cross structures start cutting the deposit. We're now exploring in these locations along strike to the north and south, but there's already some fantastic lead intersections there. And again, if I look at these pods down here, at a much higher grade and thickness than we've seen before in this deposit. So this has been a bit of a game changer for us, and really exploring this zone very aggressively now from a very well-funded position is about making our DFS, definitive feasibility study. Hopefully, if these guys have me back, I might be able to come and talk to you about that next year, better than the pre-feasibility we're about to release now. So we're going to zoom in on a bit of a long section look at that. Things I like to point out there, we've only drilled this to 100 metres depth so far, whereas that main deposit is now down to about 350 metres, so a lot of space to go down this way. The new results to the north, you're starting to see, if you want, the green shoots of that next stage of development, and I haven't even thought about the bit to the south yet. So lots of information and growth and news story, I think, coming forward this year. How many minutes have I got? Where's Hedley with his 2-minute sign? All right. Regional exploration. All we've talked about so far is this little deposit here, or huge deposit here. But I wanted to show the land position around the rest of the deposit. There's 1,000 square kilometres there. That's the drilling data. That's not geochemistry or anything. That's one big continuous gold system over about 70 kilometres of strike length. And I think what really stands out there is our Aquarius trend, which we picked up off Sumitomo maybe about 2 years ago now. And we've just been working through the land access. It's very obvious from that diagram there's another gold system there, let alone the one where we've got 2.24 million ounces. I think that's going to play a part in our future, irrespective of 40% of that land package hasn't been explored. And thank you very much. So I've got 2 minutes for questions now, if there's any questions.
There is one from me, Ian. So we might do questions from the audience at the end, or around a beer. But like I promised, I'll tell you what. I'll ask you my question, and this is going to be cricket bat. Yep. I wouldn't want to bowl something fast at you without something to defend yourself, right? So, okay. So, you ready for this, mate? It's coming quick. 150 k's an hour at your chin. Saturn is one of the lowest, if not the lowest, grade gold company on the whole of ASX. Now, you got a lot of ounces, but how do you get on in Perth where you get blokes strutting around West Perth going, grade is king?
Yeah, Hedley asked me this question this morning. I should have practiced it, but like all good cricketers, I'm just a natural, so I'll just field it off. I'd say if grade's king, Queen Camilla. If grade is king, then cost is Queen Camilla, and Queen Camilla wears the pants. So what we do is we take our cost structure to the lowest denominator we can, and really what we're looking at here is a bulk mining concept. Economies of scale kick in, efficiencies kick in. We have a very low processing route, low cost processing route. We don't have to mill and grind this to get the gold out, and that's a huge metallurgical advantage. So yeah, I think Queen Camilla, as we all know, wears the pants. Cost and margin.